All right, y'all, welcome back to Philly D's Garage. As y'all see, we got the Cadillac CTS-V in here today. We're gonna do a real quick oil change on it because it's been a while. So if you got a CTS-V, I'll show y'all how to do it. It's pretty much similar to any car, really. It's the same thing. But first on this car, which I need to know is, this car sit pretty low. So you're gonna need a low profile jack, something like this, that sits real low to the ground. If you got one like this one, which is a little bigger, anything this size or bigger, it's not gonna fit up under there. So make sure you got a low profile jack, because if you don't, you're not gonna get up under there. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first thing I like to do on my oil changes, and excuse me if it's dark in here, because the sun is like, it's coming, then it's going, then it's coming, so it's getting all dark light in here. So so the first thing you want to do is warm your oil up. So let's go ahead and start it real quick. Now we could get like a nice little cold start too, right? So we're gonna warm her up real quick. Sound pretty good. We're just gonna let her run for maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe, and I'll be back. All right, guys, as you can see down here, I'm at 0% oil life, and you got the change oil soon light on. So we're gonna fix that right now. We're gonna turn the car off. All right, so we're gonna come up here. Next thing we're gonna do is jack it up, take the oil cap off, which is over here. All right, and we can lift the oil dipstick up too, just a little bit. So let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, as y'all can see, the Cadillac is up on jack stands now. I'll walk around and show y'all real quick. I got wheel chocks in the back. All right, you want to use wheel chocks. I mean, even if you don't need them, you still want to use them for extra safetyness. So I got them on the jack stands on both sides, and I got the jack up under it for extra safetyness. Let me show y'all where I lift it up at. Go up underneath. So as you can see where I got the jack at, right on the pinch weld. You can lift your car up anywhere where it's hard, you know, on the body where it's hard like that. Don't lift up on nowhere where it's soft, or you definitely don't want to lift up on your Cadillac converter right here, your exhaust. You don't want to do that. So make sure it's somewhere where it's hard and it's metal. That's where you want to lift up from. So let's get up. So the tools you need is going to be a 15mm wrench or socket, a filter wrench. Hopefully it's not that tight where you would need it, but it's possible. You're going to need a rag so you can clean your hands, stuff like that. And you're going to need your handy dandy oil changer drain plug tool. If you don't have one of these, get it. It's a OTC 5911. This thing is a beast. You're also going to need a big pan like this. You need something this big, all right, because this car takes 10 quarts of oil. And by the way, I'll be using Amsoil from over here in my Amsoil station. So I will be using 5W30. Whatever your car takes, just make sure you use it. You don't want to use nothing else unless you know, you're modified or something. But my car is 5W30. It takes different oils depending on whatever type of application you're using this car for. You know, whether it's racing or whatever. But this thing takes like 3 or 4 different types of oil. So whatever you do, just make sure you got a pan that's big enough to accept 10 quarts of oil, or you're going to have a lot of oil everywhere. So that's what you will need. So let's get started. All right, so before we go down there, remember we're going to take this cap off, oil cap. All right, we can sit it over here. Then we're going to take off, lift up our dipstick a little bit. So basically that's just going to relieve some pressure on the system, so your oil could just release easier and come out easier. So let's go up underneath the Cadillac. You ever been up under a Cadillac before? CTS-V3? Well, this should be your first time. All right, so I already got the oil pan up under here. I got my tools. Oh, it's real tight up under here. It's not the same as being up on a lift in the shop. I don't know if I told y'all, but I got this plastic inside of this pan because depending on what job I'm doing, you know, I might not want it to be mixing with certain stuff, you know. So if I'm doing a coolant job, oil job, power stand, whatever the case may be, you know, I lace it up with this plastic so I won't get my actual pan dirty. It's a little quick tip for you guys from Philly D. So you ain't got to keep washing out your pan every time you use it, especially if you're working on a lot of cars. So we got a 15. That's right here. All right. You got to go the other way, buddy. There we go. That was kind of tight. All right, so this is where you get your tool. Okay. Come on. Hold on, he's stuck. Metal. So you get your tool, and we're going to screw it on here. It's already coming out some. Look at it, it's ready to come out. I hate oil changes, y'all. I don't care what any one of y'all say. I just don't like doing oil changes. Right. This is gonna come out a lot, y'all. Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it, wait for it. I love this tool, y'all. Wait for it. Here it comes. There you go. No, it's not a lot. It's not a lot at all. Sometimes, like on the trucks, the Chevy trucks, or yeah, like the Escalade Tahoes, man, you take that drain plug out, that come rushing out fast. Like, that's not that fast. See. Pretty dirty, right? That is CTS-V oil. I could probably drink that. Yeah, look at that. That shit don't look too good though. Yeah. All right, guys, so we're gonna let that drain out. You know what? All right, let's just give y'all a little sneak peek of underneath of a CTS-V. Let's see what's going on up under here. Oh, so you know this is the oil pan. You got an oil cooler right here. That's what's going to keep the oil cool. You don't want your oil to overheat or get too hot. So you got your oil cooler here. It's going in, it's getting cold, and it's coming out. All right, and these fins right here is basically cooling fins, so the air can get through it, and that's how it cools off. What else we got over here? We got the catalytic converters over there. Y'all know y'all got one on each side. Catalytic converters. What else we got up in here? I know when we up under here, you gotta do your inspection, you know? You up under here, you gotta inspect it. You got your coilovers up there. You got your big, very big 6-piston calipers over there. 6-piston calipers. Look at them Jones. I think the rotors are, I don't know what size the rotors are, probably 16-inch rotors, maybe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm not sure. Probably something like 16 inches. I don't think it's gonna be any smaller than that on a car like this. It better not be. All right, guys, so we also got to take out the oil filter here. So, oh man, that's still draining. Ugh. That definitely is 10 quarts. See, this is why you need a big pan, because it's a lot of oil coming in there. So we're just gonna let that drain. We got the oil filter up here. See if this is. Ugh. Ugh. All right, let's pull out the handy dandy oil filter wrench. I'm working with one hand so I can hold this camera so I can give y'all that inside footage. This doesn't work. I got like a strap wrench. Ugh. There we go. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm working from upside down, so I don't know what I was just doing right there. So he's loose. And actually, I wanted to tell y'all that these engines, these CTS-Vs, they got a little bit more space in here too, because like on the Escalades and the Tahoes, the older 6.0s and shit, you can't get your hand in here like this and spin it off like this. You got to work with just what you have right here. So that's definitely a different design on these that they did, and we appreciate that. Now y'all know y'all car is jacked up right now, so we know it's jacked up. So some people may be asking like, how you gonna get all your oil out if your car is jacked up? Well, even if your car was leveled, you still wouldn't get all of the oil out. So long story short, don't worry about it. It's not just, damn, this magnet is tough. Wow. All right, so yeah, don't worry about it. You're not gonna get everything out regardless. So, you know, you do your oil changes on time or as frequent as I do, you're gonna be good regardless. Let me put this back on. That thing would drain for like another 10 years, yo, if you let it. It'll never stop draining. Like, I mean, it'll stop draining eventually, but you're doing an oil change, especially if you're in a shop, you got waiters, and you can't sit there, and even the waiter don't want you to wait for that to drain all the way out. They like, come on. All right, you don't want it too tight. Oh man, this pan is in my way. Every time you see somebody like tighten up something, I don't know why it look like it's tighter than it looks, but it's just because you're looking in and you're not really feeling the tension that I got. But that's good. Now, yo, this pan is like half full, y'all. for real. Like, that's a lot of oil. All right, so then we're gonna let the oil filter drain out. It's crazy how simple CTS-V, you know, $100,000, $110,000 car the oil change is just simple. But don't get it messed up. They got cars, Lamborghinis and stuff like that that may have like 5 or 10 different oil sumps and, you know, 5 or 10 different oil drains. Like, yeah, it gets way more complicated than this. But ugh. Oh man, that's why I hate oil changes. I shouldn't have spent it like that. What was I thinking? Like, I was thinking I was in the shop. Shit. Got oil everywhere. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go get a filter. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna clean this stuff up. And we're gonna get back to it. Let's get it. Alright guys, so we got the Amsoil station. Philly D's Amsoil station. So I'm gonna use the 5W30. It's Cadillac take 10 quarts, so we're gonna need like 2 of these. We're gonna need 2 Amsoil 5W30s, probably 3, because it's like 5 quarts, 5. Yeah, so we probably end up using almost 3 of these. Okay, and we're going to use an Amsoil filter. All right, so we got the filter, we got the oil. We're gonna go back down there. I think it should be drained out by now. Clean it up with some brake fluid. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Might be the last time I'll use this Amsoil filter on this dang car. Any of these cars. This thing's cost too much. Ugh. All right, so we back underneath with the corniche. What we got up under here. All right, so what y'all want to do? Take your brake clean and get all that oil off. Because once this car is back on the ground, you're not going to be able to get up under there and sit too low. So you got to get this right now while you can. Trust me, I done already tried to get up under this car on the ground and you cannot get up under there. All right guys, I totally forgot to put some oil on my filter, because that's what I always do. Put some oil on your filter so it won't be too dry when you start it up. But let me go run and put some oil in here real quick. All right guys, so I put some oil inside of my filter. Before you put it up in there, you might want to take your rag and wipe up in there. You know, wipe out any gunk that might be up in there, or any excess oil. I know it's dark, y'all, but I ain't got much light up underneath this car. I was trying to get some light, trying to put some light up under here, but you know how things go, I think. All right, so we cleaned that off. That looked way better. All right, we're gonna put our oil filter on. The oil filter is primed up. This is one sexy oil filter, y'all. It's like a matte black. Like, look at that finish. Like, look at that. Is that why it cost $30? All right, so put them on real quick. Spin them on there. Make sure don't make it too tight, because the tighter you make it, the tighter it'll be. It'll be even more tighter once you take it off, because it's going to sit on there for however long you let it sit, and it's going to make a bond over time, different weather changes, and it's just going to get even tighter to get off. So don't make it too tight. You want to make it snug enough to where you can see that Amsoil sticker sign sticking out, because you got to show that, right? So let's get it where, you know, there we go. just in case anybody happened to get up under here, they can see that it's Amsoil. All right, so we cleaned up everything. Everything is pretty much clean with the brake clean. Drain plug is tight, and the filter is tight, so we're good. All right, so I'm gonna meet you guys up top. Let's get this thing finished. All right, y'all, so I got the car back on the ground. It's back on all 4 wheels. All right, I pulled the chocks from the back. Everything is out the way. Jack's out the way. Everything's out the way now. So got the car, you know, leveled and ready for this oil. All right, so you want to get your one of your funnels. Get a nice size one, because this thing gonna take 10 quarts. So, you know, it may take you a while to get it in there, depending on what size funnel you use. I got bigger funnels, but I'm gonna go with that one. So we're gonna get at it. Sit you guys down real quick. We're gonna pour some of this oil in here. We got it should be 10 quarts. I got a fender car cover thing that goes here, so you won't get your car messed up, but it's in my other toolbox. So we're going to try our best not to spill anything on the car or get it dirty. So I got, it'll probably take like three of these bottles. Almost 3 full bottles. So yeah, you got one of these Cadillacs or LT4, just be ready to pay for 10 quarts every time you change your oil. That might be something y'all want to think about when buying a car like this. It is an oil guzzler, all right? It is an oil guzzler. Don't be too fast, just pour it slow so that it'll go in there nice and, you know, at a steady pace. You don't want to spill it. Bring y'all in so y'all can see some of this Amsoil going there looking out. This oil is just sexy. Look at the oil. Look, ugh. That's what you pay for. That Amsoil. Look at that. Golden. This oil is golden. Look at that. Don't believe the hype, guys. This oil comes from the same place every other oil comes from, all right? It's just your preference. It's just, you know, whatever you want to use. My job is to tell you what oil. My job is to tell you when to get an oil change. That's my job. But I can't tell you what oil to use. That is up to you. As a mechanic, I'll let you guys know when to get the oil change and blah, blah, blah like that. But that's your car. You can choose whatever oil you want, but I use Amsoil. Before I used Amsoil, if anybody was ever wondering, I used to use Castrol. That's the only thing I went by. Castrol Titanium Edge. I know the whole name. Castrol Titanium Edge. That's all I used was Castrol. So I didn't start to use Amsoil until 2011 from my auto technician instructor. He was the one who instructed me to use Amsoil. So this was 5, 6, 7. All right, guys. If I overfill it, just know that I know how to drain it back out. Okay, so let's not get carried away here. Look at that. bonus footage. No, this ain't bonus footage. Chill out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna that's enough. We're gonna check it now, make sure where we at. I should be either on the money or way under the money. About to find out. Also, when you're doing this, like put some rags here just in case you don't spill nothing, you know, stuff like that, because you don't want to get oil down there. So hold on guys, hold on. I'm always working with one hand, man. Let me check this dipstick. I know it's dark in here because it's one of those days. You know what I mean? We all got one of those days, right? One of those rainy days. It's not really raining. Like, I don't even, did it rain? Nah, it ain't rain today, but it did rain the other day. So we're gonna check it. I don't know if y'all can see. It's not even up there yet. It's not even up there yet, y'all. They want like 20 quarts in this car. So we're gonna put 10 quarts, not 20. So it needs a little bit more, guys. That's at least a quart low. Whatever y'all do, if y'all got a car like this or a car with like a body kit or whatever, you might want to, you know, pay attention to your splitter, because y'all can't really see where I'm standing at, but depending on how you stand, like you can mess up your splitter or whatever type of body kit you might have on your car. So this is the front of the car right here, but this splitter is sticking out an extra 6 inches. So you got to be aware of that. I mean, that's for at work, that's for at home. You don't want to mess up nobody's splitter. Man, this guy really is a oil guzzler. I thought I put enough in there. Should be good. But that's another thing about the Amsoil. I don't know. To me, it seems like they don't have a full, like it's not all full. Like it's not full 5 quarts. Look, this joint not even touching the hashtag. We gotta put some more in there, a whole lot more. I could have sworn I seen some oil on the bottom of that dipstick. Yeah, you guys, make sure when y'all do this oil change, make sure you got enough oil. 10 quarts is a lot of quarts. And once I get this thing filled up, we get one more extra cold start. I'm pretty sure it's cold by now. All right, let's just check it real quick. She wants more. Good thing I got extra gallons up there. All right, so I'm gonna get I'm gonna get this filled up, and we're gonna get that cold start. All right, y'all, so the oil change is done. It's filled to proper level, but I'm gonna recheck it after we start it up. But while you're under here, make sure you check your fluids. Whatever fluid your car has, just check it, because nowadays every car got different types of fluid. Okay, so just check your fluids, check your filters and stuff like that. This is the time to do it when you're doing the oil change. So you just want to take care of that. If you're using Amsoil, you will need 4 of these bottles. So just be aware of that. But if you use like your traditional, 5-quart from Walmart or something like that, you need almost about 2 1/4 when you're using those 2 bottles and like a quarter. But for some reason with the Amsoil bottles, I don't know, it seems to have less. It's always been like that ever since I've been using them. I don't know, but you're gonna need almost, it's like maybe a quarter left in here, barely a quarter. So just be aware of that. So yeah, let's close the hood. A carbon fiber hood right there. Bam. You don't even have to close it that hard. I was just a little aggressive. So I'm gonna give y'all a cold start. Except we're gonna do it from out here this time, since earlier we did it from inside the car. So go ahead and start it up. You can tell when it calms down. See that? You can hear that. When you put it in track mode, it'll be a little louder than that. You gotta put your foot on your brake and then press the button, and then it'll go off. So now we gotta change the oil light. Alrighty. Alright, so you want to make sure you use your selector and go over to the left screen, so you can go either way. Okay, you want to get on this side, and mine is saying oil life is 0%. So when you get on there, you just want to hold this button down. And that's how you reset your oil life. So it's pretty easy. Now, if you was on like a different screen, like this one or this one or this one, all you have to do is just use this button here to toggle up or down to get to that screen. All right. That's all you have to do. But since I was already on there, all I had to do was just press that button to reset it. So our oil pressure, oil reset is done. So that's it. Yeah. So we're gonna turn it off. What I'm gonna do off camera, I'm gonna recheck it in a few minutes just to make sure everything is good after it ran a little bit. So I don't know why I shut the hood. But yeah guys, that's how you do an oil change on your CTS-V. Any questions, comments, anything, just leave them below. I appreciate you guys watching the channel. Yeah, just stop back by. Catch you on the next one.